What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning into the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. It is Wednesday, September 24th, a few days removed from the collapse on Sunday. And to be honest, to be frank here, this loss did not bother me like they have in the past. And I know everybody's been saying, we do one of these games every single year. Well, we drop a game that we shouldn't. Well, last year that was not the case. We won every single game that we were supposed to win last year. And then we lost the 6 games, of course, being week 1 of the Eagles, and the other 5 were to division opponents who were all very good in the Eagles or in the Vikes, Lions, not the Bears, I guess, but that one doesn't really count in my opinion with, our guys being out, all that kind of stuff, playoffs already clinched. So yeah, we haven't had a blunder for a couple years now. So, and I think I'm not necessarily bothered, maybe because I have a decent amount of faith in this year's team compared to past seasons, especially recently. Overall, the one loss, in my opinion, is not going to make or break their chances at making the playoffs, competing for the division. We're still the betting favorites, whatever that means, right? I'm not a sports betting guy, but I still think we're the best team in the division. I think we needed to get humbled a little bit, which we did indeed get humbled on Sunday. The Rasheed Walker headline of going undefeated was, in my opinion, pretty laughable. And good on him, for having the confidence of thinking that you can beat every team you face. Because, we do. There is a pretty clear path to victory against, I think, everybody on our schedule. But sometimes it is just not our day. And Sunday was definitely not our day. My man Seven in the chat, KGB or Campman? Oh, that's a tough one. Give me Aaron Campman. Had a chance to meet Aaron Campman last year at the Packers-Dolphins game up in the club seats. He was doing a little signing before kickoff, so that was cool. I had him sign my jersey of his, which is cool. Give me Aaron Campman. All right, so some glaring issues were put in the spotlight, and one of them being the offensive line. It has been a pretty big problem through the first 3 games this year. We haven't been able to run the ball effectively. Guys are getting injured left and right, and as we've talked about, there's no help on the way as far as bringing someone in that's going to be a team-altering type of guy. Who we have is who we're going to have for the rest of the season. So I know Brant Banks got brought up from the practice squad. All due respect to Banks. He's not a line-altering player. Sure, he might provide some depth, but not somebody who's going to come in and turn the whole ship around. So our guys up front and the coaching staff are going to have to figure it out, which I hope they will. Luke Buckus and company, Adam Stenovich. I want to say I have faith in them turning things around. So hopefully that is the case here moving forward because, on Sunday it was put in the spotlight. And don't get me wrong, the Browns' defensive line is absolutely legit. Probably one of the best in the NFL. Their defense overall, especially after Sunday, everybody's calling, the best, if not one of the best defenses in the NFL. So I've got a little, accident forgiveness here for Sunday. But if we can't bounce back this Sunday night, then some questions are going to be had towards Matt LaFleur. And let's just not go there. We're going to win Sunday, so it's not going to matter. One thing I will say is when Christian Watson gets back, and I know this is super random, I think it's going to help tremendously. After going back and watching some of the game, you can see how bunched up and how tight we are offensively. And, plugging number 9 into the fold is going to open up so many things that I think we will all realize why the front office extended him just a few weeks ago. So, all right. Enough of last weekend. Let's look ahead to Sunday night football, baby. Down in Lambeau South, a.k.a. AT&T Stadium, a place that the Packers have never lost. That's right. They are 6-0, including a victory in Super Bowl 45, might I add. Hopefully we can extend that to 7-0 as we take on the Cowboys in prime time. Phil, my man in the chat. So, Browns versus Lions this week. Thoughts? Give me the Lions by 20. They're hot. And I think last weekend, the Browns, they got the best of us. Don't get me wrong. But I think the Lions are going to have a lot more answers for them than we did, unfortunately. I'm a big Browns fan. All right. For the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb will not be playing. He is dealing with a high ankle sprain. That'll sideline him for a few weeks. So, yeah, massive blow to their offense. And for us, we don't have to face one of the best wide receivers in the game. And on top of that, their offensive tackle, Tyler Booker, is also in jeopardy of missing Sunday night as well. He's dealing with an ankle injury. For the Pack, Javon Bullard, who went down with a concussion on a nasty collision with Quay Walker, was during practice off to the side doing some drill work today. He did officially practice, but he was out there at least, so that's good. Zach Tom, reports of him coming out earlier today, will not be playing on Sunday, and he obviously also didn't practice with the oblique injury. And Aaron Banks did not practice today either. So hopefully we've got a better plan in place than what we did last weekend as far as the offensive line goes, because last week was just not it, as we all saw. So my man Durant in the chat, the switch up on Jordan Love because of one mistake is insane. Hey, you don't see me switching up, right, Durant? He's going to lead us to the promised land this year. Last week did not bother me one bit. I was getting concerned with myself. I'm like, why am I not upset over the loss? I think it's because I sort of saw it coming as the game just went on. It just seemed like things were just not going right. The Josh Jacobs fumble on the game-winning drive, that should have been the game-winning drive. Almost would have been better if they did recover it, because they would have had the ball farther back and maybe we could have went to overtime. But the game was just so weird. It was so off. We didn't deserve to win one bit. And yeah, we didn't win. And I was sitting there like, well, whatever. On to the Cowboys. Typically, I'm pretty upset because, one game here, one game there really, kills your chances as far as the end of the season comes, and you're, your game away from, a seat here, or you're a game behind this guy trying to fight, or this team trying to fight for a spot. But Sunday was just, it didn't bother me that much. So I truly believe that they can turn it around no problem. Now, come Sunday, if they don't do that, then yeah, I will be starting to get a little concerned. Sunday, they got to come out ready, unlike we were this past weekend. And we've got to get rolling on offense. We got to get Josh Jacobs going. And he's the one that moves this offense down the field. So got to get him rocking on Sunday night. That is for sure. The Packers are currently a 6.5-point favorite. So Vegas, including myself, is still high on the Packers. And if you are planning on going to a Packers game this year, maybe you're thinking of buying some tickets for this weekend's game down in Dallas, a.k.a. Lambeau South. Do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. Why is that, Rob? Well, because I've tracked and logged every game to prove this fact for 2 years now, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as everybody else. StubHub, SeatGeek, all those guys. And TickPick is the cheapest every single time. Use the code PACKERS21 for an extra $21 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Shout out to TickPick. Appreciate their partnership with myself and the page. I use them every time I go to a Packers game. It's just as simple as that. They are the cheapest on the market. Do I need to say it again? The cheapest tickets on the market. There's no There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Every single time, I will guarantee you that they are the cheapest because I've been logging it for 2 years to prove that fact. Okay, enough of my favorites with TickPick. Let's hop into the comment section here. And as always, do you want to be a part of the show? You are lucky because if you want to be on the show with myself, 2332, family owned and operated since 2007 with decades of combined legal experience. Nicolet Law's team of compassionate local attorneys are prepared to meet your unique legal challenges head on and provide the guidance you need to make the most informed decision possible. They have just shy of 2,000 five-star reviews and have helped their clients recover over $350 million in the last 17 years that they have been in business. Injured? Get Nicolet. All right, what do we got in the comment section here? Low on Facebook, go Pack Go, go Pack Go. Low, thank you for hopping on the channel. I really appreciate that. My man King AJ over on YouTube. Hopefully the Browns game isn't like the Broncos game from 2015 where teams started using the same game plan to shut down our offense. King AJ, it's not going to be that way. I hope. I hear you though, loud and clear. What we need to do is get our offensive line to be playing with their heads not in their behinds, and we'd be a lot better off. That is for sure. Thank you, King AJ. Appreciate you as always. My gal Lee in the house. TickPick is the only place I buy tickets. Smart, smart, smart. Right there. Smartest chat I've seen in a long time. What else we got? Phil, Packers 21. Got to use it for the Pittsburgh game. Go ahead, Phil. Cheapest tickets in the market. Not sure if you heard. Over at TickPick, Packers 21. Use that code for $21 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Thank you, Phil. Chosen must-win Sunday night game. Go Pack. Go Pack, go. My man Rakeem in the house. What's up, Rob? I smell a dub coming in Dallas. Screw every other team. The Pack are the best there was and the best there ever will be. My man Rakeem preaching to the choir here. Love it. Yep, the best franchise in all of sports, the most championships in NFL history, the most wins in NFL history. We're just the best, and I love it. I am blessed. I am blessed that my family is from La Crosse, Wisconsin, which is on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. It's right on the Mississippi River, and I've had nightmares. I'm kidding, but I've had nightmares that my family grew up a mile west in Minnesota, and I'd be a Vikings fan, and I would be miserable every football season. So thank the good Lord above for making me a Packers fan. I truly, truly believe that. Rakeem, ordering my Parsons jersey tomorrow, by the way. Rakeem, shoot me a DM. And I'll shoot you over a hookup where I get mine. Phil, Cowboy Star, it's a rating, not a logo. Love that, Phil. You're always full of some good jokes. I love that. Tracy, a 6.5 point favorite? Yeah, Tracy. I personally do think that is a little high, but I also have not watched the Cowboys play pretty much at all this year besides bits and pieces of the season opener against the Eagles, and I thought they looked pretty good. And if CeeDee Lamb can catch some of those balls in week one, then they're beating the Eagles. So now, no CD is obviously huge, and in my opinion, since Micah was traded, CD is their best player on the entire team. So him not being out there is massive. But, yeah, 6.5 point favorite on the road. Time to actually cover this time, right? Let's hope so. Durant McDaniel, my man, swinging in over on YouTube. Appreciate you for hopping in on multiple channels here. If Patrick Mahomes throws a pick, nobody says a word. But if Jordan Love does it, there's all this hate. Yeah, that's because Jordan Love's better than Patrick Mahomes. He has been lately. Patrick has not. Mahomes has not been good. So the last year and 3 games. But I think, obviously, Jordan Love is a very highly critiqued quarterback, given the situation he came into. We had 30 years of Favre and Rodgers. The last 15 before Jordan was Rodgers, who never threw a pick ever. The most efficient quarterback of all time. That is bar none, non-debatable. He never threw picks. Unless it was in the playoffs. Coming out of nowhere, I don't get it. But it is what it is, right? Thank you, Grant. Now, of course, right? Now, there's no telling what went on last week during practice. Clearly, everyone, including Tom, thought he'd be able to play. But there's no actual way to replicate what going up against Myles Garrett and company would be like, in a practice situation. So, but yeah, just a bummer because, he has our best offensive lineman. Everybody else has been playing pretty poorly, and that includes Elgton Jenkins, who I expected to be much better than what he has been so far through 3 games. And I will say it is early for Elgton, new position, so hopefully he'll get better as the season goes on. I'm willing to wait a little bit for Elgton, but so far he has not been playing or proving why he should be on this team next year. Because I think this is probably his last year in Green Bay, which we'll worry about that come the offseason, right? Riley, score prediction for Sunday night. Well, I did predict a blowout win last weekend, and we all saw how that worked. So I'm going to do the same for this weekend. I've been sitting with a 38-20 score in my head this week, so I'll stick with that. Packers winning, of course. And everybody, I posted it on the socials earlier today. All I said was Packers 38, Cowboys 20 with a picture or whatever. And a lot of the comments I got back were, no way the Cowboys are scoring 20 on our defense and all this stuff. And it's like, hey, they can score points against our special teams. And that is not out of the picture. Their return guys on punt and kickoff return are Pro Bowl returners, Pro Bowl caliber returners. And our special teams units, well, they've been the same the last 15, 20 years. Absolute garbage. And they better pick it up this weekend. Otherwise, they're going to make us pay. So hopefully that's not the case. But, if they do get to 20, I think some of those points come from the special teams. So, Haley, can we please see less penalties this weekend? Wouldn't that be nice, Haley? Coach was asked about this very thing today during his presser before practice. Talked about how, if you make a mistake in practice, like a pre-snap penalty or a penalty, you're getting pulled. You're not going to be doing that play. You're going to miss that opportunity. And clearly that isn't working because, last weekend we had 14 penalties, 15 if you include the one that we had on the game-winning field goal, which I talked about this week. If they would have missed the 55-yard field goal, they would have got to retry it 5 yards closer because we were offsides. It's just laughable. How are you offsides? I just don't get it. He was asked if there was any other punishment for it, and he said, well, I can run them, but regardless, it's something they need to figure out. Otherwise, you're just not going to play in this league. So either way, find something that works because these pre-snap penalties are driving me insane. I have faith it'll get better this weekend. So I will end with that. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always, always, always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.